Did you know that just 2 words can completely change the way women see you? Most men spend their entire lives making the same mistake and pushing women away without even realizing it. But the few who know this secret can spark instant desire and make women chase after them. If you've never heard about this before, get ready, because what I'm about to tell you could transform your love life forever. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try to win over a woman, she just doesn't seem interested? Recently, while talking to a friend, she said something that really made me think. She told me that many men are great guys, hardworking, reliable, dedicated, but they completely fail in how they communicate. And the worst part? They don't even realize it. That got me wondering, what separates the men who ignite desire from those who are ignored? The truth is, female attraction doesn't follow a simple logic. A woman might find a man physically attractive and still feel like something is missing. She might like his personality, but not feel that emotional connection that makes her want to be around him. So, I started studying this more deeply and noticed a clear pattern. The men who make women chase after them know exactly what to say and how to say it, and most men have no idea what they're doing wrong. That's when I discovered something incredible. Just 2 words can completely change the way a woman perceives you. I'm not talking about cheap tricks or mind games. I'm talking about something deeply rooted in female psychology, something that activates the right emotional triggers at the right moment. And the best part? Any man can use this without having to change his personality or pretend to be someone he's not. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. If you've ever felt like you're saying all the wrong things, or that your conversations never lead anywhere, this video is for you. If you want to understand what truly makes a woman feel that irresistible connection, stay with me until the end, because these 2 words, when used correctly, will make any woman look at you in a completely different way. Imagine this situation. You meet an amazing woman, have a great conversation, exchange messages for a few days, and suddenly, she starts pulling away. Her replies get shorter, her enthusiasm fades, and before you know it, she's gone. Has this ever happened to you? If so, know that it wasn't bad luck, lack of looks, or even money. It was something more subtle but extremely important: the way you communicate. Many men think they need to impress women with big stories, talk about their achievements, or try to be funny all the time. But for a woman, what truly matters is how she feels when she's interacting with you. If she doesn't feel that emotional connection, it doesn't matter how interesting or successful you are, she won't get involved. The problem is, most men don't realize when they're unknowingly sabotaging their own attraction. And I know this can be frustrating, because to you, the conversation might seem to be going well, but on her side, her mind is processing things in a completely different way. Women don't fall for empty words or generic phrases, they connect with emotions. And the way you lead a conversation can be the difference between her thinking about you all day or forgetting you completely the next day. So tell me in the comments, have you ever been through this? Have you ever felt like a woman lost interest and you had no idea why? If so, you're not alone. But the good news is, there's a simple and highly effective way to change this. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. Get ready, because once you understand what's really missing, you'll realize that attraction has nothing to do with luck. It's all about strategy. Here's something few men understand. Attraction isn't logical, it's emotional. Most guys think that winning over a woman means impressing her with status, intelligence, or good looks. But if that were true, no rich, handsome, or successful man would ever get rejected, and we know that happens all the time. What truly makes a woman feel attracted is the way you trigger certain emotions within her. And the most fascinating part, you can do this with just 2 words. These 2 words can trigger a powerful mental switch that instantly makes her feel connected to you and intrigued by you. This isn't a manipulation tactic or a cheap trick. It works because it's deeply rooted in the way the female brain processes emotions. When you use these words at the right moment, the woman feels like you understand her in a way that very few men do. And that alone puts you ahead of 99% of other guys. And I know what you might be thinking right now. 2 words? This sounds too good to be true. But think about the guys who naturally attract women without even trying. They're not the most handsome, nor the richest. They're the ones who know how to make a woman feel special without seeming desperate. These men, even without realizing it, already use this strategy intuitively. The difference is that after today, you'll be able to apply it consciously and get the same results. But before I reveal what these words are, you need to understand one thing. Most men are making a huge mistake in how they interact with women. It doesn't matter how good your intentions are. If you're making this mistake, you're pushing women away without even knowing it. Now that you know communication is the key factor in attracting a woman, let's talk about the biggest mistake most men make without realizing it. This mistake causes many women to lose interest, even if they were initially attracted. And that mistake is speaking in a way that kills emotional tension. Many men don't realize that the way they express their desires and intentions can determine whether a woman feels instinctively attracted to them or just bored. You know those vague responses like, "We can do whatever you want," or "I don't know, you decide"? They might seem harmless, but in a woman's mind, they have a devastating effect. Women are attracted to men who know what they want. When you avoid making decisions or hide your intentions just to avoid seeming pushy, you're actually signaling insecurity and a lack of leadership, and that kills any chance of attraction. A man who says, "I want to take you to this place on Friday, are you in?" instantly stands out. Another classic mistake is trying too hard to impress. Many men think they need to prove they're interesting, so they talk about their achievements, money, or incredible experiences. But women don't connect with resumes. They connect with emotions. If all you do is try to impress her, she won't feel that natural chemistry. Instead, she'll see you as someone who constantly needs to prove himself. The secret isn't trying to be the most impressive. It's being the most authentic and making the interaction engaging. And finally, a mistake that drives many women away: talking without creating emotions. If your conversation is predictable, monotonous, and doesn't spark curiosity, the woman simply won't feel the urge to keep engaging with you. You need to learn how to create emotional tension in a conversation, to lead it in a way that makes her intrigued and eager to know more about you. Now that you know which mistakes to avoid, it's time to understand what really works. If there's one thing that makes a woman feel deeply connected to a man, it's the feeling that he truly understands her. It doesn't matter how beautiful she is, how many compliments she gets, or how many men try to win her over. If she feels that you understand her in a way others don't, you automatically stand out. And the best way to create this instant emotional connection? Using two simple words. I understand. It might sound basic, but the science of attraction proves that these words have a profound effect. They activate an emotional trigger called validation, something all women crave but rarely find. When a man says, "I understand," genuinely, he shows that he is present in the conversation, that he has truly absorbed what she said, and that he respects her emotions. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything she says, but rather that you acknowledge what she's feeling, and that, for a woman, is irresistible. Using these words at the right moment makes all the difference. Imagine she's telling you about a tough day at work. Instead of trying to offer solutions or change the subject, you simply respond, "I understand how frustrating that must be." That small sentence changes everything. Unlike other men who just pretend to listen or give shallow responses, you create a genuine emotional bridge. This makes her feel comfortable opening up more, and without realizing it, she starts forming a deeper emotional connection with you. But be careful. The key to making this work lies in your tone of voice and body language. If you say "I understand" in a robotic or emotionless way, it will have zero impact. But when you say it while maintaining eye contact, giving a slight nod, and using a tone that conveys genuine interest, you create a powerful effect. And that's when the magic happens. Because when a woman feels that you truly understand her, she starts seeing you in a completely different way. Knowing that something works in theory is one thing, but what really matters is recognizing the signs that you're applying it correctly. The good news is that women leave clear clues when they are emotionally engaged, but most men simply don't notice them. And if you've already used the right words but didn't know how to interpret her reactions, you may have missed valuable opportunities without even realizing it. So, how can you tell if "I understand" is creating the desired effect. The first sign is when she starts sharing more things with you without you even asking. If she suddenly begins revealing details about her personal life, venting about a problem, or even mentioning something intimate from her past, it means she feels safe with you. This level of emotional comfort is rare and only happens when she sees that you're not just another shallow guy, but someone who truly understands her. Another powerful sign is when she starts seeking your validation without realizing it. It could be something subtle, like asking for your opinion on what she's wearing, on a decision she needs to make, or even on a dream she has for the future. This means that your opinion carries emotional weight for her. And when a woman starts caring about what you think, it's because you've already secured a place in her mind. And finally, the clearest sign of all, she starts taking the initiative to talk to you. If before you had to be the one to start conversations, now she's the one texting first, replying faster, or even making excuses to keep the conversation going. At this point, she's no longer just talking. She's emotionally invested. And once that happens, it's only a matter of time before she starts chasing after you. Now that you understand the power of communication and how small changes can completely transform the way a woman perceives you, it's time to take the next step. Because the truth is, this technique I just taught you is only the tip of the iceberg. There's a hidden detail in the female mind that makes her feel emotionally addicted to you. And when you activate it the right way, she won't be able to get you out of her head. The most interesting part? This works regardless of your looks, age, or financial status. Men who know how to trigger this mental switch can attract and keep amazing women effortlessly, while those who ignore it remain stuck in the frustrating cycle of conversations that go nowhere. And the most shocking part? Most men have never even heard of this before. Imagine a method so powerful that even she won't understand why she's so emotionally drawn to you. You won't need to chase, insist, or anxiously wait for a reply, because she'll be the one wanting to get closer and closer. This happens because there's a hidden psychological element in human interactions, and only men who understand this secret can sustain a woman's interest in the long run. If you want to, discover how to activate this trigger in her mind in a natural and irresistible way, I have something special to show you. Click on the first pinned comment and find out how to master this skill once and for all. But I'll warn you, this isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to have women emotionally invested in you, maybe it's best not to watch. But if you're prepared to change the game, go ahead and watch the video.